Good morning. Now we will proceed to our discussion. This morning, we will deal about the philosophical approaches to the study of man. The picture represents the human nature. So what was Plato's view of human nature? First, let us define human. So it refers to anything exclusively pertinent to a man. That is you, and that is me. We are all human. Nature, taken from the Latin word natus, which means to be born or being born, and it is the ultimate operations of reality. Okay, meaning, likas sa tao, kalikasan ng tao. Na nung isinilang na siya, tinataglay niya na ito. Human nature refers to anything exclusively to human which man intrinsically possess right at his birth, and that humans can be universal and static. So what were actually the human nature? Ano yung mga likas sa tao? So first and foremost, one thing that makes us unique from other species is that we are also understood to be a rational being. Okay, we reason out. And then another thing that makes us unique from other species is that we are able to express our own ideas, emotions, opinions through the use of language. Aside from being a rational being, we are also a political animal. Okay, so we relate ourselves to other people because we are not self-sufficient. So we form groups, okay, that develops to be institutions in the society. Okay, so we collaborate with other people. We need other people. We have things that we cannot do, but the other people provides it, and vice versa. Okay, so we are created by God to collaborate with other people. So that is one of the many nature of human, o mga bagay na likas sa tao. So Plato came up with the threefold level of human nature. Somatic level, it refers to the body, the substance, the constitution or stuff of man, and secondarily to the bodily structure. So ito yung ating katawan na nasasaktan, nasusugatan, pwedeng maging dahilan para ikabaldado, diba? Maputulan ng daliri, maputulan ng kamay. If it is in medical sense na kinakailangan, okay, dala ng aksidente o sakit. Behavioral level refers to the mode of acting of every man. So this is the actions of man tends to be their behavior. Then the attitudinal level refers to the mental reaction of man to a given stimulus. So this tends to be the emotion that empowers the behavior of man. Okay, so kung nagagalit tayo, napapasuntok tayo, napapasigaw tayo, tumataas ang boses natin. Pag tayo ay natutuwa, humahalakhak, pumapalakpak. Kapag tayo ay nalulungkot, lumuluha, diba? Umiiyak, attitudinal level. The nature or the theory of human nature as the tripartite structure of the soul. Si Plato is understood to be a dualist, for he believed that there's a soul for every human. So there is both a material mind, which represents the soul, and the material body, and it is the soul that knows the forms. Plato also believed the soul exists right before birth and will exist even after death of the body. So thus he believed that the soul or mind attains knowledge of the forms as opposed to the senses. This was actually supported by René Descartes. He also theorized that knowledge is acquired by reason and not by senses. So sinusuportahan pala ni Descartes si Plato. Isa rin siyang dualist. So this is the tripartite of the soul. Okay, I've already said that we are not self-sufficient and that we need other people, and we benefit through our interaction from other person's talents, aptitudes, and friendship. So there's this part in our nature that tends to be predominant. Okay, so let's see first these three parts of the soul, which is the reason, the emotion, and the appetite. So, okay. So the will is the source of the love, anger, indignation, ambition, aggression. Ito yung emotions. When these aspects are not in harmony, we experience mental conflict. Now, with the side of reason and appetites, ito yung naglalaban. Okay? Sometimes alam naman natin kung anong tama at mali. Alam natin kung anong mabuti sa masama. Pero hindi yun yung nananalo. Okay? It is our body who overpowers our reason. Kaya maraming bumabagsak sa pagkakasala. Sabi, we might be pulled by lustful appetite or the rational desire to find a good partner. Actually, biblical din yan, sinabi ni Paul. Diba? Kung ano yung gusto mong gawin, pero hindi yun ang iyong nagagawa. Okay? At siya yung ayaw mong gawin at yun ang ginagawa ng katawan. So, naglalaban sila. Ang reason, tsaka yung appetite. Now, as we collaborate with other people and so we benefit with our social interaction through these talents, aptitude, and friendship. Now, each person's differ from the nature which is predominantly to us, okay? If the individual is dominated by the reason, these are the people that seek philosophical and seek knowledge. So, ito yung mga matatalinong tao na walang humpay sa paghahanap ng katotohanan, ng karunungan. If the individual is dominated by spirit, will, or emotions, these are the people that seek victory, loving, and seek reputation. Gusto nila yung lagi silang napupuri. Gusto nila yung lagi silang napaparangalan. Okay? And then individuals that are dominated by appetites, these are the people that love profit. Okay, they love to gain profit and that they seek material gain. Dito yung mas gusto nila yung napoprovide yung mga material needs, wealth, and goods nila. Okay, kung i-verify natin sa tao yan, so we have the reason, these are the rulers, sila yung mga nasa authority. Okay, and then sa emotions, ayan, in example for the courage, yung mga soldiers. And then sa appetites, ito yung mga craft workers. Nire-represent nitong mga tripartite soul which the nature dominant to them. Okay? Now, although each has a role to play, so lahat nitong aptitudes, talents, and friendship na dominated sa atin. Okay? Itong mga will, emotions, and appetites dominated through our nature, lahat ng tao meron yan. Okay? Nangingibabaw lang nga kung ano ang dapat mangibabaw sa kanila. Okay? Now, each person has a role to perform in the society. So, reason ought to rule the will and appetites. Since rational being tayo, ang reason dapat ang nangingibabaw sa emotions and the appetites. Pero hindi ganyan ang nangyayari. Okay? The same way, those with the most developed reason, or those people that are dominated by reason, they ought to rule the society. A well-ordered, harmonious, or just society is one which seeks each kind of person plays their proper role. And thus, there is a parallel between a proper functioning individuals and a proper functioning societies. So good societies help produce good people. And in turn, bad societies tend to produce bad individuals who in turn help to produce bad societies. Okay? So since human being tayo, dapat we are dominated by reason. Plato also differentiate between the 5 classifications of societies. So we have the meritocracy where the talented rule. Sila yung nasa most developed reason. Kaya sila yung nasa authority kasi sila yung may talino, may galing. Timarchic society which values honor, fame, while reason is neglected. So these, we can see these in the Philippines, okay, in our society because we have this valuing honor and fame, even the reason is already neglected. Lalo na ngayon na tayo ay nasa politika. So meron tayong mga artista na nakakapasok sa politika dala ng kanilang kasikatan sa pag-aakala ng mga Pilipino na dahil bida sila sa totoong bida sila sa pelikula ay maaaring bida rin sila sa totoong buhay. Hindi nawawala yan. Only in the Philippines din, alam natin na sikat na boksingero nasa larangan yon. Ngunit ngayon ay isang senador. So, pagpapakilala yan ng Timarchic society. Next is oligarchy, where money-making is valued and political power lies with the wealthy. So mga few privileged people lang to na nasa kapangyarihan dala ng kanilang wealth. Okay. This is also under aristocracy kasi few privileged people lang yung nandyan dahil sila lang po yung may yaman kaya sila ang nasa kapangyarihan. The next is democracy, and this is the only power na meron tayong mahihirap. Okay. Pag nagsama-sama yan, delikado. Okay? Kasi we are dominated by appetites. At yan ay nangyayari sa ating society. Pag hindi na nila gusto ang pamamalakad ng gobyerno, they have the rights para i-impeach kung sino man ang nasa authority. And that happened in the Philippines. Okay, due to this democracy. Now, if that levels to anarchy, which is the sequel of the permissive and self-indulgence of democracy, kung saan nagdi-describe na ng total lack of government, so wala nang kinikilalang gobyerno ang bawat isa, that tends na magiging gulo sa society. So Plato explained that if this would happen, there should be one that would usher a tyrant authority, okay, or leader that would restore the order in the society. Okay. Ngayon, magiging delikado din yan kapag na-enjoy netong leader na to na ine-exercise ang tyrannical way of leadership yung kanyang kapangyarihan at gusto niyang manatili doon. Ngayon ang mangyayari sa tao, habang sinasakal mo sa kanilang kalayaan, sa freedom na dapat tinatamasa nila, mag-aaklas ulit yan para maibalik ang demokrasya. So mangyayari, history repeat itself lang. René Descartes, the mind and body dualism. So healthy body, healthy mind equals happy human. Again, sa dualism, ito yung independency ng mind, which tends to be the soul to the body. So there are actually 2 types of it. Okay? Una is yung substance dualist. Typically argue that the mind and the body are composed of different substances and that the mind is a thinking thing that lacks the usual attributes of physical objects, size and shape, location, solidity, motion, adherence to the laws of physics, and so on. So, etong substance dualism na to, they actually explain that the mind is independent to the body. Mind is not the body, and that the mind can exist apart from the body, and that mind and body are independent substance. So this is opposite to the other type, which is the property dualist. Okay? Sa property dualist, they argue that the mental state are the irreducible attributes of brain states. Okay? Mind cannot exist apart from the body, and that mind and body are two aspects as one or of one substance. Then we will proceed to Hegel's dialectic. It refers to the particular dialectical method of argument employed by the 19th century German philosopher George William Hegel, which, like other dialectical methods, relies on the contradictory process between the opposing sides. Okay? So, another nature ng tao is yung paghahanap ng katotohanan. Okay? Hindi tayo nananatili sa bagay na walang alam, bagkus patuloy nating hinahanapan ng katotohanan. According sa isang librong nabasa ko, hinahanap na ng paman ng sinaunang tao ang Diyos. Yun nga lang, sa paniniwalang ito ay puno, ito ay tubig, ito ay araw. O kung ano man na inanyuan nila. So nandun sila sa paniniwala na merong isang makapangyarihan na naglalang ng lahat ng bagay na nakikita nila sa mundo, including us man. Okay. Isa yung patunay na hinahanap talaga natin ang katotohanan. So what is this Hegel's dialectic method of argument? Isa itong paraan para sa paghahanap ng katotohanan. Okay, proseso. Narito si George William Hegel. Okay, so meron siyang provide na Hegelian dialectical formula. So there should be a thesis. So it is like a statement. And there should be another statement na magka-counter statement o mag-aantay thesis with the first one presented. So these two statements will be synthesized, and that will come to be another truth. For example, if my idea of freedom conflicts with your idea of freedom, then neither of us can be free until everyone agrees to be slave. So this is another example pertaining to somewhat like a debate, to which the issue is the centralizations of power. So the first part, or say the first group of people, provided the thesis about manufactured terrorist threat. Okay, the second group come to provide an antithesis or a counter statement to the one mentioned before. So repressive police state. So these two statements were synthesized, and there came this new knowledge or new truth. Removal of freedoms, transfer power from the many to the few. Okay, so this will be the graphical representation of the formula. Okay, to which one should provide the thesis, and there should be one who would counter statement or will provide an antithesis statement to the first one stated. So this will be synthesized, and that would be a new truth. And it will never stop from there, because you can still put to question this synthesis to get a fuller, better truth.
For more ICCT College's video updates, please subscribe and click the notification button.